The 2021 Tesla Model S, sleek as ever with an acceleration of 0 to 60 in 3.1 seconds. Absolutely insane. Now in my case, I purchased the long-range model, which is capable of over 400 miles on a single charge. I got black exterior, black interior, black rims, well, because I'm super cool like that, and I really like Batman. Anyway, I've been driving the car for 1 week, and now that I've got a handle on things, I wanted to share my thoughts about the vehicle. Everything from the displays, handling, storage capacity, the overall feel of the vehicle, and of course, the infamous wheel, the yoke. So the biggest change with the new Model S is obviously the steering wheel, or what they're calling the yoke. Now, I was a bit skeptical when I ordered the vehicle. I wasn't sure if I was going to like it or appreciate it or even fully understand it. But after driving the vehicle for a week, I can't even imagine going back to a normal shaped steering wheel. That's how great this thing feels. It functions great. It's very comfortable depending on however you like to place your hands when you drive. I have tendencies to drive either with one hand here and resting on the door, or either my left hand up here and resting, or right hand, just like this. The days of me cruising at 12 o'clock are over, and I don't really think that's comfortable anyway, but these positions are optimal for any comfort level, and especially the way that everything is managed here on the steering wheel. As you can see, there's no more switches and paddles and toggles and things for your blinkers and wipers. It's all right here, and it's all digital buttons. So to do a left turn signal, normally you would click down. It's right there, and then you tap to disengage it. Everything from your horn is here. You have windshield wipers that pop up here, audio stuff, and then this is how you control the volume in the vehicle, and that's also how you control the speed of your wipers. It just really, it's super comfortable, and I really like it. Another thing to get used to is how to operate the vehicle, meaning going forward or reverse. So it's pretty simple. All you do, you press the brake, and then on the touchscreen here, you swipe the direction that you want to go. So if you want to go forward, you swipe forward. If you want to go in reverse, you do that. All of your cameras come up, and if you want to park, you park, and it's parked. The vehicle also tends to park once you let off of the accelerator. It'll come into what's called a hold position, and it's basically like a brake hold on gas automobiles, but it functions the same way in this vehicle as a park. So I applied zero brake. I didn't touch anything.
That's so cool.
And another thing that was difficult to get used to, it happened very quickly though, is the regenerative braking. That's something that only comes with electric vehicles, and essentially all it means is as soon as you let off the accelerator, the vehicle does come to a stop. Now, it's not abrupt, it is a slow stop, but what it does is it creates a different dynamic of driving to where you don't really need to utilize the brakes. So one, that's going to save on maintenance on all of your rotors and discs for the vehicle, and two, it is a new habit that you have to learn as far as a driving behavior. But again, it's one of those things, after a week of driving, all you have to do is really figure out the timing of where you're trying to stop, and the vehicle without acceleration will get there. Swipe up for more controls. Oh shit, look at that! So this is basically how you control the car here. Everything from how you want your controls to go, your locks, adjusting the steering wheel, all the way to suspension. So overall, if I wanted to adjust the vehicle as far as suspension goes, I can do that with a touch of a button. And what it's doing right now, it's literally raising the suspension to give us a more comfortable ride. The ride overall, smooth. Oh shit! So I know a lot of other vehicles are doing this, but it already has wireless charging ready to go right here in a really convenient location. So no real need for cords. Now, if you did want a cord, there are cords inside of the center console here. It's a USB-C, there's 2 of them, and then there also is a plug-in for your traditional cigarette lighter type of charger. The vehicle itself has a ton of storage, and that's something that I need and that I love. So the trunk is extremely spacious. I love how the back lifts up almost like a hatchback instead of your just normal trunk. I can get so much in there, not to mention those seats fold down, and I constantly am using that, whether it's for real estate signs, putting ladders, tools, bikes, whatever it is. The storage back there is awesome. There's great storage inside as well, everything between the glove box, the dash, or the center console, up here by the phone chargers, and then even on the sides of the doors. I've read that other Tesla Model S's did not have these door pockets here. And then the frunk, I think it's probably an overrated term and an overrated space. There's not really much you can get in there, like a backpack fits in there, maybe like 4 bottles of water and 2 White Claws, and then that thing is just, that's capacity. It's a cool concept, cool idea, but frunk to me, I don't really care about. Now, when I was looking at the Model 3 versus the Model S, the Model 3 was just a little bit too small for me, and the trunk here is far superior in terms of size than the Model 3. Something that the Model 3 does not have that the Model S does is cooled seats, and in Florida, I feel like it's necessary. You have to have that, otherwise you just get butt sweat all the time, and who wants a realtor with swamp ass? I don't. So the other interesting thing about the purchase of this vehicle, it's the first time that I have purchased with a lease option. I am self-employed and I have an LLC. So I am able to write off 100% of the lease payments as long as the lease is in the LLC, which it is. It's all about growing up and structuring your money differently, I think. When you first get the car, you have those little cards and you have a key fob also to kind of get the car going. But all you need to do is connect your car and authorize it to be used, for the phone to be used, and boom, it's done. So now if the phone's in my pocket, I get close enough to the vehicle, it unlocks, it opens up, and it allows me to drive with it like that. It's awesome. I love the convenience of it, and hopefully I don't lose my phone, because then I'm really screwed. My son's gonna love this. It's a single pane of glass, which makes up the entire, essentially, top of the car. Now, in Florida, I might have concerns about just heat coming in from the sun. However, the glass is tinted pretty well. I also had another layer of tint placed on the glass to kind of help out with some of the UV rays. And right now it is summer in Florida, and honestly, I have not noticed the heat radiating from the glass, but if you put your hand up to it, you can definitely feel a temperature difference. Been in the car 5 minutes, and I'm over driving. I just let it drive itself.
In the future, any car that does not have autonomy would be about as useful as a horse.
It's as easy as pressing a button. The vehicle has now taken over. It is steering within the lines. I can set the max speed limit of whatever I want it to be. So right now I just set it to 40. The only thing is that it will remind me every once in a while to put my hands on the steering wheel just so it knows that I'm still here and conscious. And this is a really good feature in case you kind of like forget to look at a light. Maybe you're distracted because you're on your phone and your face is down. The car will let you know when the light turns green. You'll hear a little icon and it'll say basically, go, bro. So it's showing me the lanes, it's showing me the speed limit for the road that I'm on. I have how much battery life is remaining in mileage, or you could do percentage. Shows ambient temperature, it shows your gears, which you don't really need. And it's just, again, really clean and minimalistic, and it's great on the eyes. And I will say that I love the display here. I feel like the size is perfect, the orientation is incredible, and the GPS is something that I just haven't had in some of my past vehicles as advanced as this. I mean, this is just really, really clean. It's super accurate, and it's very functional. I use GPS all the time in between appointments. This thing is just top notch. Also, it does sync up with my calendar, so in the event that I have an appointment that I'm driving to, the car will automatically import the address on the GPS and give me instructions to the destination. I think the audio system in here is quite remarkable. All of the controls are through the display screen here, just like most of the car. Everything from if you want to play music from your phone, or you can use the programmed browser that's comes with the car, so it's already using Tesla's internet. You could do your traditional AM/FM radio, play from your phone. You can stream from SoundCloud, Spotify, or use TuneIn. I've added a couple of my favorites here, Club Life and Above and Beyond Group Therapy, just to kind of enjoy music and not stream from my phone, which is kind of a relief. So this is the in-house browser on the vehicle. This is just some badass real estate agent I found in Florida. Seems like a real stud, super stud there, that guy. As a realtor, I am on the phone a lot, whether it's conversations between clients, other agents, my team. So road noise is something that I've always been concerned about. Now the road noise in this vehicle, it's very, very minimal. Right now I can hear the rain, it's raining pretty hard, but you don't really hear other outside noises. It's really quiet, and the connection between the phone and the internal car audio is really great.
That is seriously like at least like a G.
The vehicle is obviously super functional, but there is a fun side of things, and it's the speed. So right now I'm traveling 35 miles an hour. Just take a glimpse at how quickly we can accelerate. Ready? I'll get 35. That is just fun.
This is not the plaid version.
No.
This is the slow version.
This is the slow version.
You gotta do that.
Yeah. Now those are a bunch of pros. There's not that really many cons that I have come across yet that are really big issues. Now one of them that I found, if I'm being picky, it's this rear view mirror. It just seems maybe a little too cheap for the car. It's also really small, which leads me to another potential problem, is just the visibility outside of the rear. The way the hatch design is pretty limited, but again, you have a bunch of cameras, so it kind of offsets all of that, but it's another thing to kind of get used to. Just visibility as a whole between this dinky ass mirror and that sliver of window and the hatch is just not much. So this is the only kind of interesting part about learning the Yoke, is whenever you make a turn and the steering wheel travels over 180 degrees, this flat part makes it a little bit different than what you're used to as the round. And something that I did pick up is I had the tendency to be a knee driver, but I can't really do that in the steering wheel because I don't really have anything to lock onto it. So that is probably the only negative I found about the steering wheel or the Yoke, is that I just can't use my knee to operate it yet. So in summary, yes, this is my first electric vehicle. Yes, this is my first Tesla. And yes, I'm never going back. And we're even looking at getting a potentially bigger version of the Tesla, whether it's the X or the Y, for my wife, because we kind of need a bigger vehicle to put the kiddos in. So our family in the future will be fully 100% electric. It's something that I'm passionate about. It's something that I really appreciate. And the whole driving experience is so much different, and I think it's so much better. So there it is after 1 week of ownership. I'm sure there's a lot that I'm going to learn about the car. So if you have learned everything about them, I'd love to hear some of the tips, tricks, other things you know about these vehicles that I don't know, and I'd love if you shared that information and knowledge with me. I'd really appreciate it. Just leave a comment. If you have any other questions about the vehicle, maybe things I didn't cover and you want me to go over that, I'd also be more than happy to do that for you. Just let me know. Now I need to go pick up my kid and figure out how to put this thing in this car, and he's going to take his first ride in the new Model S.